Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and this is a bit of a new series called 20 Questions With, where I'm going to be questioning and interviewing different participants in motorsport and the automotive industry. And today my first guest is the founder of Formula Woman, Graeme Glew. Hi Graeme, thank you for joining me.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm tired. I've been to Carfest today, setting up for a weekend event. So yeah, long day, hot day.
I know, I don't think the weather's helping anyone, is it really?
We shouldn't complain.
Definitely, especially for England, we've got to make the most of it while we can.
Absolutely, definitely.
So for this 20 questions, what the plan is there'll be 10 quick fire questions, just a bit of entertainment, icebreaker, just to sort of get to know our guests, so get to know you, Graeme, and sort of different things about you. And then what we'll do is we'll go a bit in depth and a bit more of an interview style question, especially around Formula Woman today. So are you ready for the quick fire round?
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
Okie dokie. So there's 10 questions, so let's get going. So what is your favourite car?
Oh, it has to be Ferrari.
Of course. And your favourite track?
Cadwell Park.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
I'm happy you said that. Your go-to three-course meal at a restaurant?
My what, sorry?
Your go-to three-course meal at a restaurant, so starter, mains, dessert.
Miller and Carter steak restaurant.
Ooh. And what would you have for your starter, your mains, and your dessert?
For starter, I would have probably a salad, a really nice salad, and then a big fat steak from the main course, and probably something like profiteroles for the dessert. Good
choice. Your most inspirational driver?
Ayrton Senna.
And if you couldn't do motorsport, what other sport would you compete in?
Oh, that's a very good question. Probably tennis.
Good choice. And are you a morning or an evening person?
Morning. That's why I'm looking tired out right now.
And what is your go-to hobby apart from anything motorsport related?
I like boats. Sailing boats, canal boats, and I like skiing. I'm not very good at skiing, but I do enjoy those two activities. Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. And the scariest thing you've ever done?
In the last Formula Woman competition, a young lady called Jules Thurston invited me to go up in her Hawk fast jet from RF Valley, and I was very, very ill.
That sounds like fun though, definitely once in a lifetime.
It was fun. It wasn't really scary. It was great fun, but it was the most exhilarating thing I've ever done in my life.
Wow. And last but not least, one word to describe yourself.
Only one word.
Only one word.
Okay. Workaholic.
Workaholic, fantastic. So that's the end of our quick fire round. So I hope that's broken the ice a little bit and we've got to know a little bit more about you. I'm quite glad you said dogs over cats. So we're all friends here now. So first and foremost, for those that don't know what Formula Woman is, what is Formula Woman?
Formula Woman is, it's two things actually. It's a competition to find women who can move forwards in motorsport, and we'll take them all the way and let them race a McLaren in GT Cup next year. But it's also a community that we're developing. It's to allow women to actually get into the sport so that we can guide them in the right direction. And if they haven't got any wealthy backing like most Formula One drivers have now, then the idea is to help them find sponsors, guide them in the right direction, and everything else that goes with being a female racing driver in what's traditionally been a man's world. Definitely.
Bring on the women power. Why did you actually create Formula Woman back in 2004?
Back in 2004, I had a meeting with a TV executive guy called Clive Jones, and he thought it was a fabulous idea. He then pulled a few strings and we got it televised with ITV. And we went to Mazda, and Mazda said, great idea, we want to be involved. So everything kind of fell into place. Everybody tells me now that I was probably 15, 16 years too early. But everybody's also telling me now is the time to revive and revamp Formula Woman and really make it work this time.
Definitely. Well, that pretty much answers question number 3. which was why would you launch it again in 2021? But also, I know there's a lot of girls out there who haven't quite turned 17 yet or passed their test because of obviously COVID. So are you looking at potentially, if this season is a success, launching it again?
Well, that's interesting. What's developed that we were not expecting is the power of social media across the world, not just in the UK and Europe, but across the globe. We've got applications from New Zealand, from Brazil, from North America, from Tasmania, from India. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. And I think that the way it will work this time is that once we've run the UK version, I think we'll then probably run a similar version in America and then another version in India and possibly other regions as well. The idea of the TV series is that it can be replicated across the world.
Mm. So it's quite versatile then between.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. And obviously, because Formula One was all your idea, what sort of racing experience or motorsport experience have you had before the whole Formula Woman?
Okay. How long have you got? I started at school designing and building my own car, my own Formula Ford. I then went on to college at Loughborough and finished it off. I then went to Croft and well and truly finished it off. So it was a great experience designing and building and racing a car because it taught me a hell of a lot about motorsport. Then I came to Cadwell Park and started the racing school. And what happened then was after racing myself and then teaching other people to race, by the time I went back to race, by which time I was too old to make a career of it, I was actually winning races. So by teaching others to drive and race, I was teaching myself to be more competitive. After that, I ended up going into managing drivers. And the idea of Formula Woman now is once we get to that crucial stage where we get down to the last few, Formula Woman will have a management section which manages the drivers to hopefully take one or two of them as far as we can possibly go.
That's fantastic. So there's more opportunities for women past the GT Cup then?
Oh, yeah. And those that don't make it to GT Cup. Because we want to be able to assist women who are looking for a position in motorsport, whether it be PR, marketing, engineering, we want to guide them in the right direction.
Definitely. So there's lots of opportunities beyond the assessments. It's not just, this is Formula Woman, once you've done your assessment, that's it. There's more to it as well.
Definitely not it. There'll be a lot of disappointed women that don't make it to the next round. But I keep saying to people in newsletters and I keep saying to people in emails and talking to people like yourself, we want to help you. We don't want to say goodbye just because you don't make it to the next stage.
Definitely. And I think what will lead on quite nicely is, what did previous applicants and winners, etc., from the 2004 series, do you know what some of them have gone on to done after the Formula Woman competition back then?
Yeah, some of them are still actually racing. People like Dawn Boyd, she's still racing a Mini. I think she's racing a Mini. Who else is there? There's quite a few. Not many of the final 16 went on to continue racing. Natasha Furman keeps dipping in and out. She was the championship. She was the champion then. And then Sarah. Anyway, Sarah went on to carry on racing. She actually raced with James Martin, and they did the Mille Miglia rally. Yeah. And all these women. What was the other one? Pippa Cow. She was called Pippa Cow then. She's married since. She's still racing as well.
Fantastic.
And it's interesting because her father, I saw her father on, you seen that program called The Repair Shop?
I think so, yeah.
He was on The Repair Shop and I thought, I recognize this guy. And it was his daughter. He had two daughters and one daughter was tragically died from a serious illness and the other daughter continued racing. And it's a fascinating story. The thing is, there's lots and lots of stories behind these women that go racing. And some of them come from very, some have come from deprived backgrounds, some have come from broken backgrounds, some have come from wealthy backgrounds, but, they've all got, it's interesting looking at all the applications that are coming through at the moment. There's a lot of women who are absolutely passionate about motor racing. Mm. And I'll tell you something, and I have to tell this to everybody, it's addictive. So don't blame me if you get addicted.
It really is. It really is. Once you get that little bit of taste of track, it's It's ongoing.
Yeah.
It's no good for my talents.
I'm still addicted myself. I'll go out to Carfest over the weekend and I'll jump in that Jaguar and I shall be having some fun.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So the next question for you, what is the aspirations for Formula Woman? What do you hope to come of the competition as a whole?
Globalise it.
Globalise.
Simple as that, globalise it.
I
had a conversation with a guy in New York today who is absolutely blown away by the concept of Formula Woman, wants to help, wants to introduce us to some major partners. The key behind Formula Woman is to get some global brands behind us, big global brands that can see the sense of sponsoring and partnerships with a female initiative like this.
There is a huge movement. I think in society in general, feminism and female empowerment is going wild at the moment. And like you say, there's just such a big push for having that female representation. And because it's been so deprived in the past, everyone wants to get behind it, because not only does it help with equality, it looks good for their company as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's not, the B2B side of it, the business to business side of Formula One is great, because a lot of the partners that we're including in the program, they're integrating with the other partners. And that's probably one of the biggest pluses for some of these partners that we're including.
Definitely. Lots of opportunity business-wise then as well.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And it's like a lot of my background is marketing and hospitality. And I'm passionate about bringing people together, not just the women. I mean, we did Silverstone last week. We did a hospitality event, and there was probably about 30 Formula Women there. And I went around the room, I spoke to every single one, and I can tell that we've got something rather special here, and they're all gelling with each other, and they all want to do things. We've organised the iZone, the karting, some track days, and okay, they've got to pay for it, but it doesn't matter, because as I said earlier on, there's two aspects to this. There's the Formula Woman community and there's the Formula Woman competition. So the competition winners, they will get a fully sponsored driving GT Cup. So where else can you do something like that? This is a chance for a lot of people, not just to enter the competition, but to learn. It's educational as well.
Definitely. And it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, because like I say, motorsport's very expensive. And without this opportunity of opening doors, it'd be very difficult to sort of get into without the right contacts. 9 times out of 10, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So Formula Woman is giving you that contact.
No, I agree. Absolutely. Definitely. It's not also it's not what you know and who you know. It's also being in the right place at the right time.
100% circumstance.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I know personally from social media, the Formula Woman girls that I've spoken to, every single one of them has been so nice. And I think because we all share that same passion, that a lot of us don't have friends in the same area where they have that same passion. It's quite a rarity to find another female that's into motorsport locally. And it's been so lovely being able to talk to someone on the same journey and sharing that passion. And again, you just gel with everyone so quickly, and I can't wait to meet them all as well.
No, which assessment are you doing? Which assessment are you doing?
I'm doing Bedford on the 15th.
Oh, okay, in the snow.
Oh, hopefully rain, it'll be fun.
No, it won't be snowing in November, but it'll be cold.
Yeah.
I mean, my only concern is a potential another lockdown, God forbid.
Yeah, definitely with the way things are at the moment.
But we keep going, and you know, if we have to cancel some assessment days, we'll postpone it. We'll do some more next year. If we have to cancel next year, we'll postpone it. We'll do GT Cup the year after. But you know, it's no good thinking like that. We just got to think positively, and we're going to go forwards, and we're going to go racing, and we're going to get some fantastic women, having some fun, learning a lot, and progressing through the Formula Woman journey, as I call it.
Definitely, and it is a journey, definitely. So the next question I must ask, the assessment car. So obviously this video is being recorded on the Thursday evening. The assessment car is being launched tomorrow, but the video is actually being put live on Monday. So when this goes live to all you viewers, the assessment car will already be launched. So Graeme, am I allowed to know a little bit early what the assessment car is going to be?
Yes, but it'll probably blow your mind when I tell you.
God, everyone's going to get a genuine reaction here.
It's a Vauxhall Corsa E.
Oh, okay, so electric.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay, that's definitely put a spanner in the works. That's different.
We had to go the electric route somewhere along the journey.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
Vauxhall were very keen to support us, and Vauxhall suggested the Corsa E because it's brand new, it's a new shape, it's a fantastic car. I've been in it today, and the acceleration's phenomenal.
I know. I drove a I-Pace Jaguar the other day for a review and to do some content for them, and I was just amazed. That was my first ever electric car that I'd driven, and I put my foot down. And I was just in shock by it because there's no sound as well, and there's no sort of gear changes, etc. You don't really know how quick you're actually going, so it's a bit sort of mind-boggling.
Yeah. Well, the idea is, as I've said to everybody, it's all about finding natural ability. So when women drive these cars, we wanted something fairly basic so that they can concentrate on their lines, their braking point, accelerating out of corners, getting the apexes, all the rest of it. And you couldn't want for something more simple to demonstrate the natural ability of a driver in something that's relatively safe, small, but has got some power to weight ratio, which is really cool. And it's electric, and it's a really good, fun car to drive. The handling's superb.
Oh, I bet it is.
And then what we do then is we move up to the next level, which is our Jaguar Project 8s, which is 600 brake horsepower. And then, of course, we go on to the McLarens in due course on the final shootout.
Yeah. Okie dokie, that's fantastic. Like I say, I'm quite pleasantly surprised because, like I say, that's the way things are going, isn't it, with electric and hybrid, etc. So, is it actually automatic then? So just
I mean, again, it'll prevent people worrying about gear changes, and it'll help people concentrate on their lines.
Yes.
And where they apex and where they brake and where they accelerate. So it's dead simple, really. So, you know, it gives people a really good chance. And I think sometimes when you say a Vauxhall Corsa, it's like, oh. But I'm telling you, this new Vauxhall Corsa is quite exciting.
I think Vauxhall really are starting to come up with the market. I mean, they're really up in the game. Even when they regenerated the Corsa back in, I think it was about 2015, the looks, they just went up with everyone else, and they are starting to really move forward. And I think they're quite a popular car, especially with youngsters, as a first car, second car. Yeah. They're cheap to run, they're quite cheap to buy, and they're so reliable as well, and good fun.
Yeah. And there's 3 modes. There's economy, normal, and sport. Well, obviously, it'll be in the sport mode,
of course.
And I couldn't believe how big it is. It's much bigger than what I ever imagined a Corsa to be. I think the only thing that's going to put people off on the assessment is the camera glaring at them directly into their face.
Yes, definitely. Although with the way cars are now, and you've got dash cams, etc., everywhere, I think people are starting to get a little bit used to it, aren't they?
Yeah, and of course you'll have an instructor sat next to you, and the instructor won't be saying very much at all. The idea is that the instructor will probably give each applicant the chance to learn the circuit as it should be, and then it's kind of swap over and you're on your own. Yeah,
see how people pick it up and sort of if they learn quickly and stuff as well.
Yeah. And I know that a lot of people are already nervous before they even get to the assessment day.
Yeah.
And that's another area we're concentrating on. Actually, on the assessment days, we've got some mind coaches there.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Because it's all up here. Everything's up here.
It's now such a big movement in sports psychology, and as a driver, you've got so much focus and concentration that your mentality really does have to be there.
Yeah, and also you see these Formula One drivers that are under threat because they might be losing their drive, and they're given kind of a media warning that somebody's taking their place. Suddenly they go out and end up on the podium the next race.
They do, or they crumble. It's one or the other, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like you say, there's such, especially because there's things like social media now, especially when you are getting to the big leagues, you've got so much sort of taking in, whether that's hate or sort of comments and stuff that can affect you mentally, and it's having to deal with that as well.
Social media can destroy people.
100%.
It can destroy people, it can destroy businesses, it can destroy all sorts of things. But it's in our case so far, touch wood, it's helped work. It's really sort of given us a massive boost across the globe. I mean, yesterday, what did we get yesterday? Application from New Zealand, and then there was another one from Kuwait, and then there was another one from somewhere in South America, in a country I've never even heard of.
That really does say so. You have to get your atlas out and be looking for where it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
and some of the comments we get, it says, you probably remember, it says, tell us some fun facts about you.
Yes.
And some people do just a couple of lines, and some people do about 10 lines, and some people do 3 pages.
Yeah, I can't even remember what I put now, so it's making me think.
No, but I haven't had a chance to read them all, but I will do eventually, because I find it incredibly fascinating where these people come from. And some of them have got very sad stories as well. And they're doing this for a reason. They're doing this because something's happened with their parents or their family or their brothers and sisters. And some of them have had serious health problems. And some of them are just sad stories that you think, right, okay, well, this is your chance, go for it.
Yeah.
And that's where the mind coach comes into it.
Definitely. It's almost using that sort of negative experience as a motivation, and sort of, like you say, again, with social media, when you get those negative comments, you've got to use them for fuel for a positive outcome and to prove them wrong almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
But next question, what qualities do you think makes a successful racing driver? This is a tough one.
Well, apart from the natural ability, peripheral vision.
Definitely.
Peripheral vision is so important, and the eyes do everything. And it's a question of not just about knowing what's going on in front of you. It's about what's going on everywhere, 360 degrees.
Yeah.
So that's one quality. Another quality is the ability to understand the car, the technology side, having a little bit of understanding of aero and understanding of tire pressures and the feel of a car, just so that you know a little bit. I mean, Ayrton Senna, Michael Schumacher, all the top names, they knew exactly what the car was doing because they had engineering minds.
Is there any exciting upcoming information that you could let our viewers know that might not potentially be out just yet? Anything to do with maybe the assessment, any other exciting activities that might be coming, just any sort of top secret information?
Well, you've had one, the Vauxhalls. The next one is that's going to come out is the mind coaching process.
Yeah,
that's our next step, because we want people to key in to sort of engage with the 3 people that are doing the health, the nutrition, and the mind. And we've got 3 experts dealing with that. And I think we'll probably be announcing that in our next week's newsletter. Exciting.
They're like the highlight of my week, honestly. Whenever they come
really?
to my phone, I'm like, oh, the newsletter, what's new?
Oh, that's
quite sad, really, isn't it?
No, it's not. A couple of other people have said that. At Silverstone, people said, oh, I really look forward to the newsletter. And there's always plenty to write about. Definitely. And there's quite often, there's a few issues to address, because on social media, you suddenly see something, or Ed tells me there's something cropped up. And I think, okay, we'll address that, because we don't want people to think that this is a money-making scheme, because it's not. It's an educational community that we're developing. And I'm trying to separate the two. The competition is separate from the Formula One community. And that people have to realize that. And there's only 6 winners, unfortunately. Yeah.
And like you say, it's almost like the community is what we're entered into, and the competition is almost like a bonus.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I want everybody to mix with each other, get to know each other. And, we've got something really powerful here. And without people like you and the rest of the applicants, it would never work. And it's working so much better than it was back in 2004.
There's so many more doors open by social media for sure, because like you say, it's made things so much easier and everyone's on it pretty much. There's billions of users active on social media, and it's so powerful that it's nice for it to be used in such a positive way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And India are doing some good things for us as well. They can produce some fantastic videos, and they've got some very clever people in India.
There is.
And one of the girls that works for us, called Shloka, she's our researcher. So she does a lot of research on potential sponsors and partners that we can engage with. And she's also sourcing the assessment suits out, because the assessment suits, to have them made in England is a stupid price. To have them made in India is a fraction of the price.
It's crazy, isn't it? Okay, so last but not least, so finally, for those Formula Women out there, or people that are just wanting to get into racing and become a racing driver, what is your best advice for them?
Apply for Formula Woman.
Of course.
And the good thing is that, you know, it's okay, it's 99 quid, but that just scratches the surface, because once you get your welcome pack, once you go into the online tutorial, once you've done your assessment, people would probably accuse me of being what's the word? I think I keep telling people motorsport is addictive. Don't blame me if you get addicted. Because if they don't come to Formula Woman, they'll probably go somewhere else. But our philosophy is we want to point everybody in the right direction.
Yeah. Almost like guiding everyone.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I've had a lot of experience with the racing school, with management, with Formula One for 10 years, marketing, hospitality, having done Formula Woman once before, learned from a few mistakes we made. But even that was a huge success. There was 10,000 women applied for that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I know, I'm so excited. Like chocolate.
Yeah, and I'd like to think that once you've become a Formula Woman member, you'll always be a Formula Woman member. And I just believe that, you know, there's a lot of women out there that would probably be able to form a consortium to go and race their own car. And I have to tell you, the ultimate goal, and it's probably sounds like a bit of a dream, but it's possible, is to actually enter Le Mans with an all-women team.
That'd be incredible. Absolutely.
And it's not far away, and it's been tried, but the women team didn't qualify.
Yeah.
But there's no reason why, if we get it right, we can create an all-woman team, and it makes a fantastic story.
Oh, 100%. It'd be fantastic. And again, the way society is at the moment, everyone would just love it. Absolutely love it. So that is our 20 questions. Thank you, Graeme. And you survived them all. So congratulations. Thank you again for being our first guest. It's been fantastic speaking to you. So I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. I've enjoyed talking to you. And I think you make a very good TV presenter.
Thank you. Hopefully there's going to be one of these, hopefully every Monday. If you have anyone that you sort of want to suggest, then of course, you know where the comment section is. But if you want to make my journey your journey, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.